come up with that dog shit pick. What the fuck were we thinking? What the fuck were you thinking?
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Gymnasium. As always, it's me, XFL Jim, joined by the one, the only Chase Lupine Fiasco Sesums. Justice for Tupac, everybody. Finally.
Yeah. It only took some guy talking about it endlessly on documentaries and podcasts and in his own book for them to finally make an arrest.
In hindsight, Chase, the last time we were in Vegas, it would have been really fun to like dress you up like a detective and go to the site and dig up all the clues.
To go to Flamingo and Koval.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I already know who did it. I already knew who did it, though.
That's why it would have been awesome. You would have dug all the clues and you've been like, you know what?
It would end up being like that. It wouldn't be like that thing I watched that was about the Gilgo Beach murders, where it was like I saw it after they made the arrest, and it was just like these amateur internet sleuths just basically like randomly accusing people and being completely wrong about it in every single instance.
That's an oof. That
is an oof. But I mean, it wasn't so oof worthy that I couldn't watch it on HBO Max.
Wait, they had something like that on HBO Max?
Oh yeah, it was on like A&E first, I guess.
Not like some Tubi shit?
No.
Yeah, have you ever watched anything on Tubi?
I've watched things on Crackle, which feels like the equivalent. There's some good UFO documentaries on there.
I feel like all you have to do is ask, and they'll give you a show or a movie on Tubi.
Yeah, that's fair.
Eric's asking if you're talking about a first 48.
It was the first 48 years in this version. Yeah, man. It's listen, we all know who killed him. It was Orlando Anderson, noted Southside Crip. The reason he was never brought to justice is because he got killed. He got killed in a shootout.
There you go.
Turns out being a Southside Crip is hazardous to one's health. And like the guy that they arrested, Keefe D, he's the last living person of everyone that was in the car that shot Tupac.
Wait, for real?
Yeah.
They couldn't have been that old. I guess they live a hard and fast lifestyle.
He is like 60. Orlando Anderson, I think he was like 20 when he died, which meant he was like, I don't know, 18, 19 when he killed Tupac. And I don't know how old the other guys were, but yeah, they did.
Sounds about right. Sophie J is asking, how are we? I'm doing pretty good. Chase, I wanted to start the show off after that, is today was almost the day. And when I say today was almost the day, I almost shit my pants today. Today was really close. We came real close. Like, I got back to the apartment. I had to go walk my rent check over to the office.
Yeah.
And as I was walking my check over, I'm like, oh, God, this is going to be a problem.
Oh, no.
I was halfway to the office, and I'm like, I can't turn back. I'm already almost there. So I get to the office, sprint back to my apartment. Luckily, I left the door unlocked from when I grabbed the check. And then busted into the bathroom and had to like untie my shoes on the toilet.
Were you TTC? Turd touching cloth?
It wasn't solid, I'll tell you that much.
Oh man. It's have you done that yet this year?
Not yet. Not yet.
You usually average at least once a year, right?
Yeah, it's usually once a year thing. I haven't gotten drunk enough to like really have that be an issue yet, so not yet. We're coming down at the end line. If I can go the whole year, I'm going to be very happy.
Man, what a way to ring in your 30th birthday, managing to not shit your pants in a calendar year.
It'd be great. It'd be awesome.
It would be great.
Chase, there's just rumors flying around right now. Nothing's concrete about the XFL USFL merger. I don't know fully what's going on. It looks like things are lining up for 12 teams, 6 hubs. And I saw a rumor today that it's going to be probably a split of 8 USFL, 4 XFL.
Ooh, okay.
So it looks like we're scrapping Vegas, and we're scrapping Seattle, and we're scrapping the Roughnecks, and it looked like the Brahmas or the Guardians. I think it was the Guardians.
I mean,
So
I
that
think
means
I think you should have more representation in Texas than that.
so I think they're actually keeping the Brahmas. I think they're scrapping the Guardians. So that means no Florida. So it looks like it would be Birmingham, like most of the USFL. From the USFL, you're keeping the Gamblers, so you still keep a team in Houston.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find it on Facebook. But basically, it rolls out to 12 teams, 6 hubs. Don't know exactly what the hubs are.
Yeah.
So
I don't understand why you wouldn't want something on the West Coast, a la Vegas, or which I know isn't on the coast, but or Seattle.
It really like if the US if what some people have said, rumor wise, are true. Like the USFL we've seen doesn't care a ton about the West Coast.
Yeah, I mean, how many teams did they originally have that were on the West? I mean, you had the Breakers ended up in Portland, and then you had the LA Express. I can't name another. I can't think of. Well, you had the Oakland.
Yeah, you had the Oakland Invaders.
Invaders, yeah. Huh.
And then the original XFL had a bunch of teams out west.
Yeah. I mean, it seems like they want to stay like within like the Southeast United States, Ohio, Pennsylvania, and Texas, just like the classic football part of the country. But I don't know.
It does feel like, especially the USFL side of it, it feels like they really try and focus on Southeast and the Big Ten country.
Yeah.
And then like sprinkling a Texas when they can.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I just have to see how it shakes out for me to be able to like see how I feel about it, you know?
I'm waiting until we get more concrete things coming in to really dive in and like process it and feel it. If they get rid of the Seattle Sea Dragons, I don't know. I feel like just ditching the West Coast is a mistake.
Yeah.
And I'm not the biggest fan of hubs. I've seen arguments for and against. I get that it saves you money in the short term for sure.
Yeah. I much preferred the XFL's way of handling it with the hubs of just like keep everybody in one place, practice in one place, and then fly out for game time. That seemed to be I don't know, maybe that's why they lost so much money the first year, but
they like people will always bring up they lost 60 mil, da 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 da. But I feel like you're gonna lose money starting up a football league. Like you have to prepared to lose a bunch of money from the jump.
yeah.
Like you go into it expecting to lose money, I would imagine. Like you're not going to be making money.
And you had to think that they were expecting to make more off ad revenue year 2 because like to start like almost every commercial during like an XFL commercial break was for the XFL.
Yes.
And I got to think that they wanted more people to sign on for that.
Let me see what no, just something about the Roughnecks. But I don't know. I'm tentative right now.
Yeah.
I'm tentative.
I'm also, I mean, I don't think anything's necessarily going to like ruin it. I think that at the end of the day, it's a positive step for.
I think the combination. I'm excited to see what comes out of that. I'm excited to see like this is a chance to kind of like increase spring football's footstep.
Yeah.
Big Herm has a question, by the way. Name a college football coach who is not a sociopath.
That's tough to do.
That is tough.
Jim Harbaugh, definitely.
Trying to think.
I'm going to go Marcus Freeman from Notre Dame.
It's not a bad pick. Craig Bowl?
Tedford?
Tedford, maybe. He was on the tip of my tongue too.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Tough.
It's a job that really incentivizes people to just be insane.
Yeah, to be complete narcissists and sociopaths.
Oh, Eric, not a fan of Marcus Freeman.
That's fair. Whatever.
But talking college football brings us into a nice segue, Chase, to get mad about the AP Top 25, which is always fun.
Here we go.
So there's one that makes me really, really mad, and you'll be able to guess which one it is. We'll start with receiving votes. Receiving 1 vote this week, Colorado.
Okay.
James Madison got 3 votes.
There you go. Way to go, James.
I actually think JMU should probably be ranked.
Yeah, I agree.
Kansas with 3.
The way they took their ass whooping at Texas makes
me believe though.
When
you think about it though, so quarterback wise, think about who Texas has played.
What they played?
Alabama.
Yeah.
They got Kansas's backup.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure they got Wyoming's backup.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
It was the same story in all of those. They just kind of pulled away.
And Baylor's backup.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Frauds. Absolute frauds.
West Virginia with 5 votes. I actually think I think West Virginia has been one of the bigger surprises of the season for me.
I would completely agree. I think they deserve to be receiving more votes than that. Like cusp, top 25.
Yeah. Also receiving 5, Clemson.
Well, get the fuck out of here with that.
With 6 votes, Wisconsin comes in. We get some Big Ten representative here.
Whatever.
With 7 votes, disrespectful, not ranked. Air Force.
Oh, come on.
Air Force has been mauling teams.
Absolutely mauling. Yeah, they just, and I think maybe that's the problem. Well, the question is going to be who have they played so far? And it's not like they've really played like the cream of the crop when it comes to like the Mountain West yet. Like they've played some.
Well, guess who they play this fucking week? Wyoming, baby.
That's gonna be a barn burner.
But the fact, they played San Diego State, they played San Jose State.
Yeah, San Jose State, who got destroyed by Oregon State, and yeah, I don't know.
But they're winning these games by huge margins.
They're winning it like ranked teams win. Like they beat. I think they beat Oregon State worse or they beat
San Jose State.
San Jose State worse than Oregon State did.
I do believe they did. They almost beat them as bad as USC did.
Yeah.
Like, come on. Disrespectful.
Absolutely disrespectful.
Tulane with 8.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense that they're hanging around. They could maybe sneak their way back in. It feels like a long shot, though.
UCLA with 19.
Really?
Yeah. Texas A&M with 31.
I'm glad to see them not in the top 25.
Yeah, I'm surprised they're not with the name recognition. And they have 1 loss. It's a bad loss, but just 1 loss.
I'm not even sure to be fair, I'm not even sure if it's a bad loss. Like, they didn't get blown out at Miami, but
True.
They did lose.
Kansas State with 44.
What, Kansas State has 1 loss, and that's to Missouri, who's in the top 25?
Yep, but the Kansas State didn't play last week, so they were off last week, so the bye week.
Yeah,
I get it.
Recency bias.
Maryland at 81, not quite creeping into the top 25 at the end of September.
Are they 4-0? Yeah.
Yeah.
People just know that October's coming.
I think there might be. Are they 5-0?
Are they week 0?
Well, no. We just had week 5.
Oh Jesus. Yeah.
I think Maryland's 5-0. Yeah, Maryland's 5-0, dude.
That's how you handle your September business, right there.
Yeah, Maryland is 5-0. We'll see. So this week they play Ohio State. Rude awakening, but
could be, or we could have a surprise. Or Ohio State could have a surprise on their hands. Oh wait, it's October.
Now we get to the top 25.
Okay.
25, Louisville. 5-0.
5-0. Yeah, 5-0, and I mean, what is an improved ACC? But it's not like they've played a bunch of ACC teams.
Interesting matchup versus Notre Dame this week.
Very interesting.
Number 24, also 5-0, Fresno State.
They should be ranked higher.
They should be ranked higher. If Fresno State's ranked, why the fuck is it Air Force ranked? What the
Exactly.
fuck?
Yeah.
And here's the 23 is the one I'm probably most upset about.
I think the reason Fresno State is ranked in Air Force isn't is like Fresno State went to Purdue and won. Like they've
Probably.
you know,
They've had some good competition.
yeah.
Who do you think number 23 is?
No idea.
Here's a hint. They're 3-2. It's LSU.
Oh, that's just because they don't want to drop. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's because everyone thought so highly.
It's because everyone thought super high during the preseason. I still think LSU's a good team, and I think by the end of the year they will be one of the top 25 teams.
But didn't they get boat raced by Ole Miss?
Yes.
Yeah.
You can't be 3-2 this early in the season. I'm fine now letting the 1-loss teams in. You can't be 3-2. This isn't a power ranking. I thought this was based on like what you've done.
Right.
No. Number 22, Tennessee.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, that's fine. Number 21, Missouri. I think that's fair.
Okay. Yeah.
They look good, dude. Especially on defense, they look good. You're not going to like number 20 even more. It's Kentucky. Who also, this last week, they did look good against Florida, but it's Florida.
Yeah, they get up for that Florida game. But fuck them.
19, Duke. I'm happy Duke didn't fall out of the top 25.
Me too. That's a good football team, too.
Lost their quarterback, though.
Trouble.
Yeah. Number 18, Utah.
I think that's probably a fitting landing spot after their last game.
If they don't get Cam Rising back, this is like a mid-tier Pac-12 team.
Yeah, could
Not
be.
to like discredit them because I think the Pac-12 was really good this year.
Yeah, but no, I agree. They don't really have. I mean, Cam Rising is just different. And I think it has to do with him being 37 years old.
So if he doesn't play this year, do you think he might come back next year?
Yes,
That would be amazing.
it would be amazing.
Number 17, Miami.
No, I think the U's earned where they are now.
Yeah. Number 16, Ole Miss.
I mean, that win against LSU is huge. So,
Yep.
and they've only lost once to Alabama at Alabama. I think that's a fitting.
They jumped up 4 spots because of it, so yeah.
Yeah.
15, Oregon State. Crediting the win against Utah. I like it.
I still think that they might be underrated.
They're really good, dude.
Yeah, they are.
Number 14, North Carolina.
I mean, I think that's probably right around the right spot for now. They need to really beat somebody, though.
If they womp Syracuse next week, we respected them a little more.
Yeah, totally.
Number 13, Washington State.
Good for them.
Yeah. Good.
for
I'm
them.
so happy Oregon State and Washington State are doing good.
Yeah. Yeah. Just goes to show how far disrespect will take you.
Number 12, Oklahoma.
Probably about right.
I think
We'll
that's
find out a
fine.
lot this weekend.
Yes, we will. Number 11, Alabama.
Still, I think they're like a top 20 to 25 type team, honestly.
We'll see what happens this week. They play at Texas A&M.
Yeah.
That's a big one. Number 10, Notre Dame.
I have a hard time arguing them being outside of the top 10, quite honestly.
Yeah, right now, especially their only loss being a super close one to Ohio State.
Yeah, last second touchdown against Ohio State.
Dropping a spot this week, number 9, USC. Sounds about right. You let Colorado back in that game. You can't do that.
Yeah. How much were they up? They were up like 20 something, right?
They were USC versus Colorado. So at halftime, it was 34-14. They were up 20 points.
Yeah.
And then Colorado, they just let Colorado come back in it. Yeah. Can't do it. That's a classic Lincoln Riley move, though.
That is a very Lincoln Riley move.
Number 8, and I feel like this might be underrated. Number 8's Oregon.
The amount of points that they can put up, even though their coach is like the poster boy for small dick energy, like, yeah, they could be up a little bit.
Big week this week because they're playing number 7 Washington.
That's gonna be a hell of a football.
That's
game,
gonna be
man.
a fucking awesome game.
It's crazy. It's crazy how excited I am about Pac-12 games this year. But yeah, like that's gonna be a crazy good game.
I'm telling you, dude. I think the Pac-12's been like the most entertaining conference.
Oh, that they might be the best top to bottom conference in the land. It's between them and possibly the ACC.
It sucks though because I feel like with a lot of the teams, I don't know if you're gonna get a no loss or 1-loss Pac-12 champion. I don't know.
I don't know. That's tough. There's so much that has to shake out between now and then that like I can't say that for sure that a no, that you couldn't get one in the playoff.
My worry would be like Utah gets Cam Rising back, he comes back in,
and everyone ends up with one loss. They all just kind of they beat up on each other, and then that happens.
Or like they give someone their second loss, like they give the best team their second loss or something like that.
Right.
Mike G, Utah 7-5 without Rising. I agree.
Possibly, yeah.
Number 6, Penn State.
I mean, you could make a case for underrated, but then again, like out of the top 5, who are you bumping out to put in Penn State?
That's a fact. And also, like they almost did a classic Penn State versus Northwestern.
Right.
Almost. Number 5, Florida State.
I honestly feel like they're probably 3-4 somewhere in there.
Number 4 is Ohio State.
I feel like they're maybe 6.
Yeah, I'd kind of swap. I might swap like Ohio State and Florida State. Ohio State just has that nice signature win over Notre Dame.
Yeah, pretty much.
But Florida State has the big win over LSU.
Which now doesn't look quite as good.
They're still ranked, though.
Fair.
Number 3 is Texas, which, as much as I fucking hate them, I really can't say anything against it. They looked really good.
Against everybody's backup quarterback.
That's fair. It's fair. I think their defense might be a little overrated. But
I think that, I don't know. I'm going to be honest. I don't think that they beat Oklahoma this weekend.
It'll be an interesting game. I'm going to expect a lot of points. I don't know. Maybe Uncle Rico's rubbing off on me, but I'm starting to believe in this Texas team.
I'm never not going to believe the dog is going to win the Red River Shootout.
I've already called Texas's 1 loss on the year, so I can't go forward.
What, Iowa State?
Iowa State, baby! It's in Ames, week 10. Week 10.
That is primed for an Iowa State.
Number 2, Michigan.
I mean, I really don't think that they're that good, but like
this was their prove it game. This is the first game where they just sat down and just destroyed their opponent and didn't let them hang around.
Yeah, way to go on that under, Chase. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I'm sorry Nebraska's defense let you down.
Yeah, I had a feeling when it was like 28-0 at half and the total was 37.5 that wasn't due.
Number 1, Georgia, but also I will say this week, Michigan getting a good chunk more votes
after them being down to Auburn at half. Yeah, I mean, I think the deal is that Georgia can afford to sleepwalk through like all of their games until it hits playoff time.
We'll see. This is a big one. They play Kentucky this week.
Oh God, I hope they win by 1 million.
Yeah. Other games of note that happened last week. Obviously, Oregon State upset Utah. Not really upset. They were favored, I believe. JMU continues to march through the Sun Belt.
And they still can't win the conference?
Still can't win the conference. I think the Mountain West and the Sun Belt are easily the 2 best G5s.
Oh, miles.
They're like miles ahead.
Yeah.
Of the like the ACC, CUSA, and MAC. Miles.
And I still give the Mountain West the nod between the two.
I think the Mountain West has the higher like top tier teams.
Yeah, like Fresno and Air Force
like
and Wyoming.
Fresno, Air Force, Wyoming, like even Boise up in there. But I feel like the belly of the Sun Belt is strong.
That's fair.
Like,
Hey,
so
Arkansas State's turned it around. For the
they got it. They got that new quarterback in. They're looking better.
Yeah, they put in the first true freshman to start for them, and I
Yep.
don't know how long. Which thank gambling for me knowing Arkansas State facts.
USC, we talked about letting Colorado hang around. We don't have to talk about this one if you don't want to. Texas A&M 34, Arkansas 22.
Oh man, we lost one of our receiving threats. He broke his collarbone in that game, and early,
Right? So it was a collarbone because I was watching it and I was like, "Fuck!" when he went down.
Yeah, they're having to have walk on tryouts for tight ends because they're so slim depth wise now. It's I don't know. Our OC isn't doing anything to help our cause, which sucks because I was pretty excited about that hire, but now it looks like he's of the coordinator hires, he's by far the worst of the two.
It's a damn shame. Texas Tech 49, Houston 28. Dana worried?
He'll get one season in the Big 12 of hot seat, and then if he doesn't start performing next year, then he's gone.
Agreed. I think he gets the one. Shout out Central Michigan and Western Michigan for getting the dubs.
There we go.
Central did win over Eastern. It was a close game, but
yeah,
someone had to do it.
Yeah.
Clemson 31, Syracuse 14.
Man,
This was hard.
That was really hard. I was totally expecting. It seemed like the wrong team was favored, and I don't know. This is just like. It'll be interesting to see what Syracuse does in the bounce back after the loss to Clemson at home, because last year they were in the exact same spot. They went to Clemson, they were playing close, and then just got their bell rung late. So, and then the season kind of went downhill from there. I think they made a bowl game, but what does this team do afterwards? I maintain that they're a pretty good football team. So I think that they could win, 7-8 games this year, but
I'm in agreement. To me, the more important game for Syracuse is what they do these next few weeks.
True.
Mike G is asking Oregon State and Washington State with the Mountain West minus San Jose State and Nevada. I wonder why it would be minus San Jose State and Nevada. But
yeah.
It'd be a really good conference.
It would be a pretty good conference. I know we've kind of lobbied for the Mountain West to become the the fifth in the Power Five after the Pac-12 dissolves.
I agree. I think they should. Maryland 44, Indiana 17. Just giving Maryland their stripes for the end of September. This is
and it's a bad Indiana team.
Yep. We talked about Georgia's 27, Auburn 20. Obviously, Georgia's sleepwalking through this stuff. I wonder when I don't think this Georgia defense is as good as the past ones, which I think is a very milquetoast statement to make.
Yeah, that's fair. But the thing is, you have to think with as many people as they've put in the league the last few years that they're starting to they're have probably a much younger, less experienced defense, and it just makes you think of how scary their defense after getting this much experience is going to be the next 2 years.
Yep. We already talked about this one too a little bit. Ole Miss 55, LSU 49. Closer than I thought.
Yeah. There were a few games that I just missed because I did not fall asleep the night before, and I think I crashed at 6:30 and slept until noon the next day.
Well, watch out, Chase, because Texas State 50, Southern Miss 36. Texas State's a wagon.
Yeah. Who thought that? Not us.
They took the entire Incarnate Word staff and are just doing it.
Incarnate Word was a pretty stellar FCS team, so hey,
so they're
give some folks a leg up.
5-1.
All right, way to go, Texas State.
5-1 Texas State. They're gonna make a bowl game.
The Sun Belt. God,
the Sun Belt's crazy. I love it so much. Iowa 26, Michigan State 16.
That's an over.
It's an over, surprisingly.
Yeah. And what he went over the 24-point threshold.
He did. I believe the drive for 325 is still alive. The takeaway from this game, Cade McNamara for Iowa out for the season.
Oh,
Tore his ACL.
What do they do now?
They go to some backup and just rely more on their defense. That's what they. It's yeah.
Yeah.
Notre Dame 21, Duke 14.
All right, so I slept through. I literally fell asleep as this one was kicking off. Tell me what happened, Jim.
Chase, I have a confession to make. I also fell asleep. I was dead.
Yeah.
Mike's asking, do we know when UCF's number one quarterback is back?
Hopefully never.
Oh, I know you hate him.
Yeah. Hate UCF. Hate Gus Malzahn. I'm not sure if I necessarily hate UCF. I think I just hate Gus Malzahn.
Let me see. He's probably out for at least a couple more weeks with his leg injury. John Rice Plumlee. I just like saying the name.
Oh, that's right. The wide receiver from Ole Miss.
Yep. West Virginia 24, TCU 21. West Virginia did it away from the mountains.
That's the scariest thing is that they're getting it done away from the mountain.
Watch
so
out.
Makes you think they're legit.
I just want to mention this one because I'm excited to just watch their games for the rest of the season now. App State 41, ULM 40. Is App State just going to continue to do the thing where they just play in banger games that end in instant classics?
Yes. Yes, the answer is a emphatic 100% yes.
Air Force 49, San Diego State 10.
Yeah.
That Air Force is doing it.
Yeah. I feel like this was the only game I was right about last weekend, and it was that they were going to boat race who they played. But man, Air Force needs to start getting some respect. That might be the best group of 5 team.
Might be. Alabama 40, Mississippi State 10. This is just to say that I think everyone's cool giving Mississippi State a pass on the year.
Yeah, I am at least.
I am. Washington 31, Arizona 24. Washington, don't let Arizona play around.
That Arizona team is plucky. Plus they got I really like their little quarterback, Delora. They're a team that I expected to improve this year. Did he get hurt last game?
Yeah, there was a lot of injuries this week. Like Duke's quarterback went down. Tennessee had their stud wide receiver. Iowa, obviously. Oh, Mike G, does the Air Force deserve to be in the Big 12?
I don't know. I think they're kind of right in the right spot. Not only geographically, but also in terms of like the sizes of schools that they can play when you consider how limited they are with what they can recruit and who they can sign.
I agree. I think like a Mountain West like conference is perfect for them.
Now, if the Mountain West were to become a Power 5 conference, then that would kind of kill 2 birds with 1 stone there. Make it happen.
I'm looking to see how long his injury is. Don't know, but yeah, he's out. So it was a rough week for injuries.
Yep.
On to the NFL, Chase. Thursday night, the Lions take down the Packers 34-20. Didn't even watch this one. Didn't even watch because I was like, I don't even care about the fucking Packers.
I watched it. It was, if your question is, it made me think of the Outkast album, The Love Below, and it turns out that the love was below Aiden Hutchinson pretty much the entire game.
He's a dude.
He is a dude. That defense is good. They, the Packers started to figure some stuff out, but I don't know. I can kind of see why Aaron Rodgers didn't necessarily want to play with like Matt LaFleur. It's like he just completely forgets that he does things. Like I remember watching like the first game the Packers played against the Bears, and they were running. It was a lot of like Sean McVay-ish kind of like window dressing, misdirection, motion, things like that. And it's like they've just completely quit doing that. And I understand that they have like injuries and stuff, but like if your offensive line is so like bad that you're not necessarily blocking anybody because David Bakhtiari hasn't played in like a decade now, which they just shut him down because he had to have another knee surgery. But like if you can't block anybody, like doesn't it make sense to try to run these sort of like misdirection sort of stuff to at least like try to get people looking the wrong place so you can buy Jordan Love at least sometime?
You would think, but like you said, I feel like Matt LaFleur just forgets every once in a while that it's his job to kind of do stuff.
Yeah, to come up with a cohesive theme and continue that cohesive theme, run an offense for an entire season.
Jags 23, Falcons 7 in London. The Jags continue,
Live from Andy's room.
Okay, so what do you think of the Toy Story feed? Because I did watch a little bit of it, and I loved it.
So my kids, they heard about the Toy Story game. They're like, we want to watch it, and I was like, finally, we can share everything. And their biggest question was, why is that man's name Booger? And
that's fair.
Is it because he's round? His head is round like a booger. I was like, no, that's just kind of a nickname that they have for him. And then the football started, and they completely lost interest. I don't know. It looked kind of cool, but at the same time, I thought it kind of looked like a busted ass video game.
I loved seeing someone's ankles get broken in like the Toy Story animation version.
That's nice to see.
Or
that's
see
fun
like
to see.
Just monster sacks.
Yeah,
it was great.
Yeah, no, it's cool if they tried it.
Bills 48, Dolphins 20.
You had to expect this was going to happen.
I saw this one coming.
Yeah. There's no way that you there's no way that you didn't think that Miami was going to have an off game after putting up fucking 70.
The only worry I have now for the Dolphins is if they kind of look great in their next two and then fall at the Eagles.
I think that I don't know, they might be able to outscore the Eagles. The Eagles are banged up in their secondary. Like, they don't have Bradbury. They also lost a bunch in their secondary just through the offseason. I don't know. I don't think it's as potent of an Eagles team. I think that would be a good game.
Well, the issue, so they go they play the Giants and Panthers both at home, and then they go to Philadelphia.
Yep.
And it's like, if they lose at Philly, it's going to be getting the feel that like, oh, the Dolphins are great against, not the best teams.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they still have to play the Eagles. They'll play the Patriots again. They play the Chiefs. And obviously they'll play the Bills again, but that game probably won't matter. They don't play Buffalo till like week 17.
Right.
So it's I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know. I think that's a good team. I think it seems a little bit more complete than last year, and they're protecting Tua, which is a big deal.
I think so too. I feel like you kind of scrapped this one from the memory banks. And I think in the next few weeks, hopefully we get Jalen Ramsey back soon.
Yeah, that helps. Always helps.
Always helps. Vikings 21, Panthers 13.
Off the schneid. All it took was playing the Panthers.
Yeah, I don't know. Bryce Young doesn't. He does and he doesn't.
How about Kirk Cousins trying to make the tackle after the interception?
I respect him for
getting blasted.
For just trying out there.
Yeah, it was just way to go with that's basically him paying his penance. Was like, I'm going to volunteer myself to get absolutely bodied.
Broncos 31, Bears 28, and a huge comeback for the Broncos. The Bears are officially cooked. Done. They might be the worst team in the NFL.
I don't think that you can really debate it at this point.
I think they're the worst team in the NFL, dude.
Yeah.
This wasn't even Justin Fields' fault.
Yeah, and honestly, I don't think that the Broncos are very far behind them. Which, I mean, I love Sean Payton, so it's sad to say, but like, I don't know. I think it's 100% Russell Wilson's fault.
I think I was wrong. I thought both these teams would be better. Ravens 28, Browns 3.
Look out for this Ravens team, man.
We've been. This is one we got right. We got this Ravens team right.
Yeah, like I know they were my pick to win that division,
They're hurt. They're banged up too,
but they're
but
still doing it.
they're doing the damn thing.
And they're also in a weaker AFC North
Hey,
than the past few years, but
it's fair.
they don't ask how, they ask how many.
Texans 30, Steelers 6.
Look out for CJ Stroud.
CJ Stroud's rookie of the year. I think.
Yeah, already.
He's a good quarterback on a bad team.
Well, I mean, it was I picked this one. I know when I did Uncle Rico's show, I took them in the points, but I kind of wish that I would have gone with them straight up. But like the thing was, like, last week CJ Stroud had like the 4th highest QBR ever against the blitz, and then what does Pittsburgh do?
Love to blitz.
Love to blitz. They got torched for it too.
He better be good against the blitz with that offensive line.
For sure.
Rams 29, Colts 23.
Colts they're still way better than I thought they were going to be.
Way better. And I will hand up, I thought Anthony Richardson was going to be trash.
He's not, it turns out.
He's really not. He's
as you say, a dude.
He's pretty damn good. Speaking of dudes, Puka Nakua is a fucking dude.
God. Yeah, he is.
He is a goddamn dude. I love him so much. Bucks 26, Saints 9.
There were no Marshawn Lattimore, Mike Evans fights, which is the biggest reason to tune into, other than my Saints fandom, the biggest reason to tune into a Saints Bucks game. I will see if the Bucks can sustain it. New Orleans, I'm worried they've got injury problems, and just the fact that Derek Carr is going out there with that sprained AC joint, I don't think that really bodes well for him at all.
I'm a little upset we didn't see more Jameis. Just personally and selfishly, I'm a little upset we didn't see more Jameis.
Yeah, we are a pro Jameis pod, if nothing else.
I wish I wanted to see, especially for this game.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Eagles 34, Commanders 31. Commanders almost got it done. If I'm the Commanders and I am Ron Rivera and I'm Riverboat Ron,
you go for 2.
I'm going for 2. Yeah.
You go for 2. Yeah.
You go for 2 every time.
He's definitely slipping in his old age in terms of his aversion to risk and also his understanding what's going on in the world around him, sort of thing. Because I remember last year he didn't realize he could have been eliminated in the game that they lost. Yeah. And then
Commanders always play the Eagles close too.
I mean, that's fair. Finally, my drafting Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown 1-2 in my fantasy draft paid off.
It's fair. Titans 27, Bengals 3.
The NFL is just better when King Henry is running people over.
Yes, I love seeing it so much. He's throwing passes out there.
Oh yeah, jump passes. Yeah, dude. I love King Henry. I love their brand of football, and I wish more people would go back to playing like they do. But then again, there's not very many King Henrys out there.
They don't make very many people like Derrick Henry. They don't make very many fridges that can run that fast.
No.
Also, I think the Bengals are just their shot if they keep playing Joe Burrow hurt as he is. He's just not he doesn't look good. And he's hurt.
No, yeah, they need to. And the thing with calf injuries is calf injuries usually Genesis style beget Achilles injuries. That's when you start seeing people's Achilles pop whenever their calf is weak.
I'm worried they're gonna get him hurt, really hurt.
Yeah. They've really done not very much at all to address the issue that was the issue on their Super Bowl run in the year before, which was protecting Joe Burrow. It seems like they've consciously gone out of their way to do nothing to protect who they just paid a shit ton of guaranteed money to.
And now you're kind of in a fucked spot because the way you're sitting, you would have been nice right after the injury if you could have sat him for a few weeks and let him get healthy.
Yeah, but now you're. Yeah, now
if they lose next week, they're done. In my opinion, They play the
Yeah.
Cardinals. They're at the Cardinals. If they lose to the Cardinals, they're done.
And it's not a bad Cardinals team.
It's not a terrible Cardinals team.
All it took was putting an alien in at quarterback.
It's true. Chargers 24, Vegas 17.
Yay, Chargers.
Chargers got a dub.
Woo, you didn't charge this one up.
Good job. That's all we need to say about that one. Cowboys 38, Patriots 3.
Poof.
The Patriots they have a quarterback problem.
I don't think they have a quarterback problem. I think they have an offensive scheme problem. It's just bad. Like I don't know. It's Bill Belichick it's kind of like Nick Saban a few years ago, where he didn't really want to change anything from like power running and doing this shit to a spread out wide open offense. And then once he did, he started winning championships. Like, I think it will take like Bill Belichick dipping outside of either people who are currently on the staff or people who have worked for him in the past for that franchise to do anything.
Who is Bill Belichick's Lane Kiffin?
That's a good question. Has to be someone who's been disgraced.
Yep.
That's the rule. That's why Alabama's not
John
great
Gruden, OC.
See, that's the type of thinking that wins Super Bowls.
You can't tell me that wouldn't be entertaining.
That it would be good stuff. It would be real good stuff.
It would be absolutely amazing.
Little Spider 2, why banana?
49ers 35, Cardinals 16.
Good for the Cardinals for getting 16. I think that's the best team in the NFL right now.
I think the 49ers are hands down the best team.
Yep.
They're so goddamn good. Chiefs 23, Jets 20.
Zach Wilson didn't look bad.
Zach Wilson looked like the better quarterback.
He looked like the better quarterback. I think maybe Nathaniel Hackett's finally figuring out that he has to do things different now that Aaron Rodgers isn't there.
Like he actually has to do something.
Yeah.
I also feel like the Jets got kind of screwed in this game.
A little bit.
And just for our friend of the show, Maddie, Chase, you know Maddie.
Yeah.
He is tired more than anyone else I know. He is so tired of the Taylor Swift stuff. He's done. He's done with it. He hates it. He hates it so much.
I don't necessarily mind it. I don't know. It's I don't understand her being like necessarily like a cultural phenomenon, but as long as she is, like I don't really care.
I just don't know. I don't need the coverage of it at like every Chiefs game. I'm not gonna be mad at her. I'm gonna be mad at the fact that like it's the same thing with the Colorado Dion thing. I'm not mad at them. I'm mad that that's what we're talking about nonstop all the time.
Well, you know what's funny with the it seemed like with the NBC broadcast, like it wasn't like Kelsey catches a ball, smash cut to Taylor Swift every single time. Like they seem to be a little bit more reserved. Like they talked about it before, which I mean, I guess it's notable because it's like the number one entertainer in the world.
It's true.
But, you know, it's. Do you think it's real? That's my question. Do you think it's real?
I wonder. Maybe she's just latching onto him to get into the sports crowd.
She just really wants to help sell insurance.
There you go. And finally, Seahawks 24, Giants 3. I was wrong about the Giants too. I thought they'd be way better than this.
I don't think we were wrong about the Giants. I think that Saquon Barkley is injured. And it's like every single year that Saquon has been injured for like a significant amount of time, they've been terrible. They've been absolutely terrible. When he played pretty much the entire season last year and they were pretty good. I think if he can be healthy, then I think it's a decent football team. They might definitely be out of the playoffs by this point, but I also think that they're not horrible whenever you add Saquon back into the mix.
It's fair. That's fair. Before we head out, we had a couple questions. Mike G's asking, for the XFL USFL combo, will you guys support the 6 home team, 6 hub format?
I think the better question is, will we like it? We'll always support it.
I'll support it, yeah, regardless. I won't like it. I'll tell you that
like
flat out. I will not like it.
No. I didn't like...
I tolerated it with the I tolerate it with the USFL. I don't like it.
Yeah, I wasn't. I was a much bigger fan of one hub and then games and home markets with XFL.
Because like, it's always like, imagine if we had gone to like a Memphis game when the Showboats weren't playing, and we were like one of 35 people in the stands.
Right, that's the thing is like there's always when you do two teams in a hub, you're always going to be in one of those teams' actual city, and the other team is just kind of unless you can't.
I was gonna say unless you're playing in Canton, Ohio, then you just got nothing.
Yeah, and I mean, but that's also like a destination. Like you could plan your like going to the Hall of Fame.
Oh no,
along with.
They did that specifically because that's like they had a big time deal with the championship game, and it got a lot of people, and the town of Canton seemed to like it. Yeah. I just it feels lopsided to me because you're growing half the fan bases while the other fan bases get fucked. And then if you keep the hubs too long, in my opinion, I feel like you run the risk of those people just saying, well, whatever. And if it's a bad because like either A, you're not getting to these markets soon enough, and then you're risking the fan bases getting upset and not wanting to be a part of the league, or B, I'm worried if the hub model seems to work and they start making money with the hub model, they just stick with that, and then I'm just like, oh, I hate that. I would hate that.
No, I agree. Because I could see them staying in the hubs for like a few more seasons, and then when they get to the actual markets, people will be like, why do we care? Why have we?
Yeah, like you've been building, like you see that. So, like, say you have Birmingham, St. Louis, Houston, and DC as just some of in Michigan. So, guess what? DC has a great fan base. Their fan base is awesome and involved. St. Louis has a great fan base. They're awesome and involved. Like Michigan's fan base gets involved, and Birmingham and Houston. But you have another team playing in these markets where fan bases want to be a part of it, but they can't be. And then eventually you have that for enough time, those people fuck off. Like, when were they going to put the Stars back in Philly? When were they going to put a team in, like, who knows? Those fan bases dry up.
Right. No, I'm with you. I think no matter what happens, the goal needs to be to get these teams standing on their own feet in their home markets.
I agree. What's up, Herb? Coming in late, but always we'll give a shout out to Herb.
What's up, Herb?
Other than that, Chase, is there anything else you'd like to talk about before we dip out?
Oh, let's see. Got a good week with the Notorious OTB podcast coming up. I've got tomorrow Craig Milkowski, the head figure maker for Timeform US. He's also a writer for the Daily Racing Forum and on their Daily Racing Forum podcast. I've got the newly announced announcer for Oaklawn joining me on Thursday, Matt Dinnerman. And then the boy Andrew Champagne joining me on Friday, talk Keeneland opening weekend.
Banger week for the show, Chase.
Yeah, big week.
Awesome. All right, folks. We will see you next week for another episode of the lovely and sensual Jimnasium.